Oh my God. Oh my God. That's the only way I can describe that game. Oh my God. The Indiana Fever should have won that game by 40. They could have won that game by 40. They win it by 8. They win it by 8. Caitlin Clark was. What was she in that game? Let's look at the box score here. Caitlin Clark was 3 rebounds off a 32-point triple double. Aaliyah Boston had 34. I think that is that a career high for Aaliyah, or 2 off a career high. Kelsey Mitchell, dear Lord, what went wrong with you today? What was wrong with you today, Kelsey? What was wrong with you? Like, Kelsey Mitchell has had like 4 bad games in a row, but is still somehow averaging like 19 points a game. And you know, if you are you needed that one if you're Caitlin, because Paige Bueckers is out here with a 17-point first half. So you needed that 30-point game. You needed that one. But the Indiana Fever, this is hilarious. Like, the Indiana Fever had a 98% chance of winning. They were up 19 points. 19 points. I'm wearing the Leeds jersey because, you know, Leeds are falling apart again. But I'll take it off because the Fever did pull out the win. Why did they pull out the win? Because of the greatness of their 2 best players. Can people shut the fuck up about Kelsey Mitchell? She might not even be the 3rd best player on this team. She's Cam Thomas. She's become Cam Thomas. Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston were allowed to run the 2-man game. Caitlin Clark had 32 and 10. Caitlin Clark. Again, there has been 8 games. 8 games in WNBA history that have, where someone had 30 points and 10 assists. Caitlin's had 3 of them. 3 of them. Like, the Sky then, and by the way, somehow they only gave the Sky they gave the Sky only a 70% chance of winning where they had all the momentum. The Indiana Fever, then, they sub on Damiris Dantas. Like, what are we doing? Damiris Dantas played. Damiris Dantas. And she did nothing. She just kept fouling. Sydney Taylor, what a hooper. What a hooper. Like, what were her minutes in the end? Sydney Taylor played 21 minutes at 30. Do you know only twice in history has a rookie had over 25 points in less than 25 minutes? And both of them have been Sydney Taylor in the last 3 weeks. What a performance. She is a bucket getter super. She could be a future star. She actually could be a future star. Aaliyah and Caitlin, take a bow. Take a bow. Yous were fantastic. Lexi Hall, take a bow. 7 offensive rebounds. What a dominant performance. Dominant glue guy, hustle player performance. That's what you want from Lexi Hall. Like, Lexi can't play defense anymore. But, like, if you are going to be the best hustle wing in the entire WNBA, that's fine. That's absolutely fine if you're going to be the best hustle playing wing in the league. That's okay. That being said, Damiris Dantas should not be in the league. Like, I thought Raven and Ty Harris were all right. I didn't think they were bad. I thought Raven was good in the 4th. Like, I thought Raven Johnson in the 4th quarter was fantastic. When I thought they came back with Kelsey Mitchell at the end of the bench. Like, they came back with Kelsey Mitchell, like, on the end of the bench, and it's one of those things where it's like, I don't. This team the dynasty starts after you. Like, this is the most obvious example of the dynasty starts after you I've ever seen. Caitlin getting to the line. Every single one of those fouls was a foul. Natasha Cloud's a dumbass with some of her fouls. Every single time Caitlin got to the line, it was a foul today. The refs other than when she got completely hammered and got teed up. Like, fair enough. At least after she got teed up, the refs went out of their way. But like, Kelsey Mitchell choked the game away. Like, Caitlin's 11 of 11 on from the free throw line. She's 11 for 11. For some reason, Kelsey Mitchell gets a rush of blood to the head. And like, people are like, oh, why did Maisha Hines-Allen inbound to Kelsey Mitchell? I don't think she expects Kelsey Mitchell to run to the fucking... Like, Kelsey Mitchell to drop the ball. Like, I don't think she expects Kelsey Mitchell to drop it. I think she expects Kelsey to catch the ball. Like, it was one of those crazy things. And they hit a big shot to send it to OT. I gotta be real. They hit a big shot to send it to OT. But like, Caitlin's game was like all downhill driving. All downhill driving, all passing. She hit a 3. I think was her first bucket of the game. I think she might hit a 3 in the first possession of the game. Yeah, and that's the only 3 she hit. A deep 3 to start the game. And you're still okay with that because she did everything else well. Didn't hit the 3 ball well. I also want to give credit to Maisha Hines-Allen. You were super. You were absolutely super. This was exactly what I'd hoped when we signed Maisha. This is exactly why I try to calm everybody down. This is exactly why I was telling everybody, look, this is a really good signing. This is a really good bench player. This is somebody who can be a really good role player in Dallas. She was just asked to be something that she wasn't. This is like Maisha Hines-Allen was one of the best, was key to this game. This is like role player Hall of Fame type game. This is one of those role player Hall of Fame type games. And it was like, this was a crazy game. And again, this was Caitlin Clark making history again, because Caitlin Clark had 30 and 10. Like, and most of her assists were easy. Aaliyah Bot was drawing a mismatch and Aaliyah Boston. Some of the shit Caitlin Clark was doing in this game, you're like, I've said this so many times, the player is still in there. That player is still in there. And she took over the game. Like, especially when it was that weird Dantas lineup in the game. I'm like, man, Aaliyah was fantastic in the fourth, but I literally was like, man, this is Caitlin Clark single-handedly dragging the team back into this game. Aaliyah was fantastic, and Aaliyah was a big reason they won down the stretch. Caitlin single-handedly dragged this team back in the game. Like, it was she had 32 and 10. Did I say 30 and 10? 32 and 10. Did you say Paige is 30 at halftime? 24 at halftime. Shit. Paige might go for 50 here. Shout out Alyssa Thomas for not being... Shout out Kalia Copper for just not being a defender, I guess. But, yeah, this was one of those games where it's like Caitlin showed why she is one of the greatest guards of all time already. Aaliyah showed why she is one of the best bigs in the league already. Like, one of the best bigs, I'm not going to say all time ever, because she's one of the best bigs. Lexi showed why her hustle is so valuable to this team, despite, I mean, not great shooting and defense was very iffy. I thought Raven, other than when they kept putting her in at the end of the games, and they subbed off Caitlin for defense twice and they fouled both possessions. Then in overtime, they didn't sub off Caitlin for defense and they got to stop, which is big. But this was a game for the Indiana Fever where it's like, yeah, you needed this game. You needed this game. You absolutely needed this game. And it's a big win.